Hi everyone, welcome back to your channel. Today I'm here with another tutorial from series of the Flask REST API. And in this session I'm going to explain how you can ingest the data in MySQLdb. If you're interested in this topic, stay with me and let's get started. Okay, let's write the code from beginning together and then run it. So first we would need to call the necessary frameworks like Flask, same as previous video. If you are interested in previous video to see how we can create, I will put the link below, then you can watch that video as well. So we would need Flask, we would need the request for API, and also JSONify to convert the Python. JSONify actually is a converter and converted the Python to the JSON and also pass through the HTTP. Then I'm going to import some MySQL framework, which we call it as a MySQL connector. Yeah, I think it's right. Then we would need to let's get that connector, import error as well. So if some error is coming in this MySQL, also we would like to see that error, and I'm calling the traceback. This is will help me for troubleshooting about exception and so on. And also I am calling the app hyphen name for this is normal for all the Flask apps. And then here I would need to define for my DB to connect. So I'm going to define insert data, and I have two parameters. One I'm calling as a temperature, temp, and humidity. Okay, and then I'm using again try for to help me for troubleshooting, and I'm saying that the connection for MySQL connector, first I need to connect, and when I want to connect, then there are some parameters here which I need to define it. What? First, host. Yeah, I would need to say what is my host. Here I am using the default, so I will put it as a 127, or you can write down as a local host. This is my host because I'm using this host, and I'm using the default port number, don't forget the comma, for MySQL database. and you would need to call your database name. For my case, I'm defining as an API, and also quotation and API, and you would need to call the user. This is the user of your MySQL, and password. Again, don't forget comma. And the password here, you would need to write your password. Okay, that's all. Then I'm saying that if connection is connected, then cursor, here I am defining the connection. Yeah, so in this style you can define the connection, and here I am inserting the query, and I would need the three quotation, and then insert into. Here you need to write your table name, which I'm calling as a sensor, and then here I'm giving the two parameters, which I'm calling as a temp and humidity. And then I would need to define the values. Okay. Then now I'm calling data, which I have two values as a temperature and humidity, which is needed to be inserted. And then I'm saying the cursor that execute insert query and data, which already defined. Then for connection, I'm using commit. It will save whatever we are ingesting in database, and then I'm going to print data inserted successfully. Now I am writing some exception for error, and then print it MySQL as an error. We call it E, and then I'm using the traceback that print then I am saying that at the end finally if connection is connected, then close the cursor and also connection, and print MySQL connection is closed. Okay, so far here we define how we should connect to database. From here is almost similar what I explained before for the API. Just very quickly I'm going through this. I'm not explaining that too much. This is for the endpoint which you need to create, and also you need to define your methods, which I am going to use the post method. Oops. Bracket. Yeah, I'm going to use a post method, and define receive data. And then again I'm using try data dot request dot get JSON, and if data is available, then print receive data and value is data. And we are calling temp data that get from temp. Oops. And humidity data that get from humidity. And then I am going to write some code for if temp is not known and hue is not known, then insert data is here. Then insert data, the temp, the hue, and then return JSONify, and here we are saying the message. And then what is this message? It's a data received, because when we got the message and data is received, then what's the data is, I want to give them the value of the data, so I'm giving the data here. And after all this is done, I'm giving the 200 for success code. Else return same JSONify, and in this time I'm defining the error. I'm saying that if it face this error, give me this message and the code 400. And if I am receiving some no data, also we can drop the one else to return define the error. No data received. And I would need to define one exception. And if it's something happened in internal server, then I'm going to print the error. That's E, and then again use a traceback. Yeah, we defined here. And return the error. Now we want to return this error as an internal error, and to say that okay, this is the error for internal server, and I'm going to define the code as a 500. Okay, then the last part for our coding is to define the name as a main, which is hyphen hyphen main hyphen hyphen and double dot, and then app.run. I am defining host here. I'm giving this because you can define in this way all the IP which you are going to use. It will be involved. Then I'm using the default for, oops, okay, this is the error, and save. Okay, next stage is we have to define our database. As I said, we have the two parameter here as a temperature and humidity, so we have to define these two parameter in our MySQLdb. So in this case, before I have defined, I defined this is the one API as a your database, and then you need to define the one table, and the name of the table is sensor. For my case, I've defined the one ID as an integer, and also it shouldn't be null, and primary, and also incremental. And then I defined the temp as a varchar 45, and also humidity varchar 45, and I defined the time as a timestamp with the 6, the length of the 6, because when I want to ingest this data, I want to get the timestamp of the data which is ingesting in the DB. So that's why I put the default as a current timestamp, and it will record all the data or the data with the timestamp. So let's jump to the Postman, and oh, sorry, first let me run our code to see whether is any problem or no. Then we can move to our API. Let me see the how. Okay. Okay, I'm getting error and line 55. Let me see. What is this error? Okay. Yeah, let me. I think something wrong in this part. Let me remove it. Line 58. Oh, I know what's the problem. So many error. What's happened? Okay, I found the problem. Debugging is one important part of the. Okay, I found the error, and the problem was that this error in beginning written with the small e, so we have to write it as a capital E, and now you can see the server is up and running. Okay, perfect. So let's jump to the Postman, and you know that this is our endpoint as a data, and I drop the one ID. Let's keep it as whatever. Then one temperature. Let I don't know, 67 and 85. Then let's send it. Okay, now is internal error. Okay, let's watch together to see what is the problem. Data request that get JSON. Let's see. Oh my god. Here we have to made a mistake. Okay, now again. Internal error. Okay, I fixed all the problems, and I can explain the problems which I faced. The first problem was related to connection. My password was wrong, so it one of the case which couldn't connect to the MySQL server. Second problem was related to the one of the word for the cursor. It was missed, so I added that word. And the third problem was related to the type of these values. If you look at the beginning of the video, it was S with the capital, and now I'm using S with small value. And now let's go to the Postman, and you can see already I fetch some data. Let me 66 and 95. Here you go. The data already is sent, and let's get back to database, and you can see row 8, 66, 95, and this is the timestamp. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoyed from this tutorial, please don't forget to like the button, and if you have any question, drop your question in comment below. Definitely I will get back to you. Don't forget to subscribe the channel and also click on the notification, because I'm going to create another tutorial about how you ingest the data in database with the user stamp and also ciphered user stamp. So if you're interested in this topic, please make sure you watch that videos as well. Thank you again. See you in next one.